For today's Cyber CEO episode.
So we had to take a couple of different directions with our business. And that's when we opted to reach out to Cyberbacker. We knew we needed help. We knew that we couldn't do everything on our own. We were busy running around, talking to clients and showing houses and going to appointments. The rest of the tasks would basically cut into our family time, which is also very important, right? My wife and I are a team of two, and we have a son, and we definitely like spending time with him. So we said, hey, something's got to give, right? Or should we leverage these tasks onto someone with experience? What we didn't know is that Cyberbacker provides training before you even hire someone, right? So whenever you decide to hire Cyberbacker, they have someone that's basically ready to go. Our Cyberbacker, Daphne, very sweet. She's awesome. She's very hardworking, which we love that as well. Cyberbacker was the answer.
Welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our Cyberbackers helped our Cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another great day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Victor, how are you doing today?
Mr. Jello, I'm doing fantastic, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
We're very excited to have you. Of course, we wanted to talk to you more about your experience with Virtual Leverage and Cyberbacker, of course. But before we move on to that, I need your help here real quick. Can you tell us something about yourself and what you do, Victor?
Oh, okay. Well, I've been in real estate for the past 7 years. Obviously, with that, we do know that a lot of social media marketing and leverage is super important because as a business owner, when you start off, you have several roles, right? You're wearing the marketing hat and the accounting hat and the transaction hat. So you're basically doing a lot of things all at once. But yeah, we've been doing that for the past 7 years, and we really enjoy what we do.
Wow. So 7 years now in the business. How about working with someone virtual, though, just like what you're doing with Cyberbacker? Is this a first for you, by the way?
Yes. Officially on paper, 100%. Obviously, before that, we had a fantastic marketing director as well.
Okay.
And sometimes he would work from home, right? So the thought crossed my mind of like, hey, can this be done by someone else at a better rate or something like that? But yeah, it's definitely a new experience. It's 100% virtual, so we're in a bit of uncharted waters, but we're liking what we're seeing.
All right, good to know that you're having a great experience so far then with your Cyberbacker. So how did Cyberbacker get into the picture? How did you find out about us, Victor?
So I've been with CyberCEO_Williams for the past couple of years, and obviously I'll go out to the annual conferences, whether it's mega agent panel or family reunion. And obviously, you guys set up booths there. One of the most interesting things that I saw when I was out there is that you guys had a bunch of, I guess there were Segways, and they had a tablet mounted on top of them. And on the tablet, there was a Cyberbacker on the other side, and they would follow you around. So they had the ability to navigate these Segways. And as we were passing by, they're like, hey, how are you doing? And I thought that was super cool, super innovative. It was definitely a lot of fun. Unfortunately, that year, we didn't really get a Cyberbacker until last year came around, right? So last year came around, market changed a little bit. So we had to take a couple of different directions with our business. And that's when we opted to reach out to Cyberbacker. We knew we needed help. We knew that we couldn't do everything on our own. So we asked ourselves, what's the best way to get someone with experience and processes on board to just do a plug and play, right? And Cyberbacker was the answer.
There we go. So good to know that you had fun on booths, of course. Shout out to all of our Cyberbackers that joined that day, of course, in all the events. Now, you mentioned earlier that you just started last year then with your Cyberbacker. So as of right now that we're talking, how long have you been partnered with your Cyberbacker?
I would probably say it's probably coming up on a year. We're definitely over 6 months. So probably around a year, probably a little bit less than that.
So going in your first year, then working with your Cyberbacker. Now, talk to me more about her. What's it like working with her every day? What are the tasks that you leverage off to her?
Right. So as I mentioned before, we had a marketing director last year, and fortunately for him, he ended up getting a different offer somewhere else. We're really happy for him. He definitely moved on to something that he really has a passion for. That, however, left a vacuum. Right. We were basically left with a space where we weren't controlling our social media anymore. We weren't as consistent, which obviously this whole social media deal could be, it is a full-time job.
Of course.
So we knew that we were busy running around talking to clients and showing houses and going to appointments, to where the rest of the material or the rest of the tasks would basically cut into our family time, which is also very important, right? My wife and I are a team of two, and we have a son, and we definitely like spending time with him. So we said, hey, something's got to give, right? Or should we leverage these tasks, right, onto someone with experience? So that definitely has been interesting, because what we didn't know is that Cyberbacker provides training before you even hire someone, right?
Yes.
And I'm assuming they do something very similar to what teams do in Keller-Williams. Is they do a personality assessment test. They find out what the Cyberbacker's strengths are and weaknesses, and they start training them on their strengths. So whenever you decide to hire a Cyberbacker, they have someone that's basically ready to go.
Yes. Again, here in Cyberbacker, we try and help out as much as we can, especially as the training. Again, you will once you decide to work with a Cyberbacker, then 100% it will be trained by us day one that you start working with them. But again, of course, you still have to invest your own time, because every business owner have their different styles, have their different things that they want, specifically in real estate, right? Now, I wanted to know more about that. So how did you start off, or how did you kick off this partnership? Because again, you went through interviews, choosing your Cyberbacker. So how about day one though? How did you start this partnership?
Funny enough, before our previous marketing director left, we asked him to compile a list of the systems and processes that he was in charge of, right? And since he was our first hire in that position, we knew that we wanted someone that was creative. However, creativity and structure doesn't really go hand in hand most of the time. So we needed someone that did a little bit of both. So as we were interviewing people, I mean, man, that was a really tough process, because we had both options. We got presented both options, because we had people or Cyberbackers that were very structured, very by the book, and we had some other ones with great personalities. Not that the structured one doesn't have a great personality. It's just they were off in the section of their mind where they're creative and they love being loud and they love expressing themselves. So going through that, we almost had to create a balancing act to where, okay, cool, we know that a lot of our social media posts and a lot of things that we do need to be structured, but we also need that extra touch of creativity on top of that. So as we went through the interviews, I mean, we knew that some of these people were going to be great candidates to create some great content, and some of these people were going to be great candidates to follow a structure. But we landed with our Cyberbacker, Daphne. Very sweet. She's awesome. She's very hardworking, which we love that as well. We have a foundation to where we tell her exactly what we want, and then she starts building on top of that as well with her creativity, along with having a great structure.
Gosh. So really, this seems to me that the way you talk about Daphne, it seems like you've already found your perfect partner then in your Cyberbacker. Am I right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we couldn't be happier. And obviously each time there's some sort of disconnect, there's that communication. And that's emphasized by the head backer. She has those conversations and those check-ins, right, with the head backer, and the head backer will give us some feedback, right? So if Daphne feels like we're not communicating something properly, which, by the way, we've come at the point right now where she could really tell us if there's something that's missing, because we have that relationship now. But that third party really makes a difference, because it's someone that's not even involved with the day-to-day, right? So that head backer is a crucial piece that allows us to identify which weaknesses we have and how we can improve on them.
course, again here, your Cyberbacker supports you, and there is a team of Cyberbackers supporting your Cyberbacker, of course. So make sure that nothing goes wrong. If there are any things that they can help out with, they will always be there. Now, you talked about communication early on. How crucial is that in a virtual partnership?
Oh, wow. I mean, I'd like to say that it's everything, because it's not like someone's walking in every day into the office and they're joining you and we get to see what they're doing or what they're not doing. So communication is super important. At the end of the day, we get an end of day report of everything that was done, the things that were discussed, and the projects that were worked on. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but in case there's any kind of doubt in regards to any project, she's vocal enough to go ahead and ask, hey, you know what? This is not very clear. Where are we going with this piece of the project? So when it comes to a virtual workplace, mm-hmm. communication is key. And we definitely get enough of it. And we take the same route with our clients, right? Our clients, it's not like they're with us. Yeah, every step of the way. However, we make it a point to check in with them every couple of days and tell them like, hey, this is what's going on. We went under contract. We're in the option period. Whatever it is, we communicate that because it creates that trust and it creates security. And you know exactly when it comes to our clients, they know what they're paying for. And same thing here. We get that communication, so we know that someone is working mm-hmm. in the background.
Absolutely agree with you. Especially, again, it is really the key to trusting the other person. And again, there's the security that you have, especially when you have that clear and open communication. I think in any kind of partnership or in any transaction, there really needs to be communication, right? Now, one last thing before we go. Of course, you've been with your Cyberbacker for a while now. So going on a year is what you mentioned earlier. What's been the biggest impact of virtual leverage of Cyberbacker in the business so far?
I think the biggest impact hasn't really come into play. Well, obviously, we were able to leverage out a good part of our business. However, realizing that a business can grow without necessarily having to have everyone involved in the same city, in the same place. And that really opens up an opportunity to dip into a bigger pool of talent, and not only talent, but dig into a bigger pool of people that are motivated and they have the drive to work hard and take pride in their workplace. Because unfortunately nowadays, that's something we really don't see a lot of, right? I mean, when we did our first hire, we went through hundreds of applications, and finding someone that was motivated and driven enough to stick to the job was a challenge in itself, right? So instead of just looking in our backyard for that one individual with that certain trait, which is already rare as it is, we get to open it up, right, to a different part of the world. We get to open it up and have access to people that do have that drive. They do have that want to succeed and move forward. And I was reading this great book the other day, and I'm not sure if it was the 5 Levels of Leadership or From Good to Great. Mm-hmm. And they talk about how it's easier to hire someone that has the drive and teach them the skill versus hiring someone that's skilled and teaching them drive. Because drive is not something that you teach. That drive and that effort is something that comes along with upbringing and obviously several factors that happen throughout someone's life. But someone really can have that drive without having the skills and be 100% successful. Those people are priceless.
Gosh, that is a great point right there, especially now that the world has opened up, especially in the virtual world. Now we can really conduct business with anyone in any point of the world. Of course, that's really the beauty now of the virtual world. And again, that's what Cyberbacker is here for, to get that talent to everyone, of course, that is willing to go through virtual leverage. Now, one last thing before we go, I forgot to tell you, Daphne is going to be able to listen and watch this once we have this online. So would you want to give her a quick shout out on the show?
No, Daphne, thank you for everything that you do. And I feel like we might express this on a weekly basis on how much we appreciate your efforts and you working with us. And we truly couldn't be happier.
There you go. Now, we're very excited to seeing the continued success and the growth of this partnership. And of course, Victor, thank you very much for being on the show today. I had fun talking to you.
No, thank you, Jello. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.